Hey everybody, and welcome to Tales from the Clinic. This is a new podcast hosted by Dr. Molly O'Banion and myself, Ashley, just a regular gal. The premise of this podcast is all things pets and veterinary medicine. Dr. Molly is here to do that part. I am here to make sure she's using words us regular people can understand. Each episode we will dive into different aspects of veterinary medicine, interesting cases seen at the clinic, and just general advice on pet ownership in hopes of educating and giving a glimpse into our world. So, let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are doing another interview of a vet world person.
I feel like that's a very good title for her.
Her name's Courtney.
Vet world person.
So Courtney went to, well, I guess the fun part to me is she went to vet school in Ireland.
Yes.
But obviously she did things and stuff before that. You're from America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's from here.
So, oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't
She's
know
from
that.
Tomball.
What?
Yes.
What?
Oh.
I went to Klein Oak
Oh.
Like me. See?
and Concordia.
We're soul sisters.
Did you do FFA as well?
No, I did trap and skeet on the Concordia Lutheran FFA team.
Gotcha.
And then I did the vet med team.
So like parts of it, but not
Yeah.
all of it.
Not
Okay.
the animal part.
Okay.
This is where, you know, the FFA one we just did where we talked about you don't have to raise an animal, like it offers a lot of other things.
Yeah, we talked
Courtney
about
is all of the other things.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. I like that. So, if you want, I guess we can start there. So, go into detail about your FFA stuff.
Yeah, so I started my junior year of high school when I transferred to Concordia, which
Late
is a
bloomer.
private school.
That's crazy though, because the FFA program in Oak is so much bigger than the FFA program in Concordia.
No, it is, but it's because my brother was in band and he was a senior my freshman year, and my mom said, do the same thing.
Oh, so that she wouldn't have to pick y'all up at all the different times and stuff. She
Yeah.
was making her life easier.
Yeah.
I feel her.
No, and it
As
makes
a mom,
sense.
she's my spirit animal.
For sure. And then my brother drove me because he was old enough. So it was just convenient. And it made sense.
Yeah, you don't get freedom until you get a license.
Exactly. And when I got a license, I got freedom. And
See?
I I had learning disabilities. So I had dyslexia, dysgraphia, and ADHD. And
Okay.
in a big school like Klein Oak, they just weren't able to accommodate my accommodations in upper level classes.
Gotcha.
And so it was either like struggle
yeah.
and like not know how to spell anything on all those written exams and those classes that have a lot of writing, or like go into like maybe the other classes that didn't interest me as much.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
Her
so
spelling is fantastic.
it is fantastic. You can ask Molly.
I can tell you from first world
I haven't
experience.
noticed this at all. I gotta keep an eye out for
You
it.
should read her notes.
Oh, they're great.
Okay.
There's no little red squiggle to tell me it's wrong, you know?
Also, though, she learned how to be a doctor in Europe land where they speak a different English. So
That is true.
she spells things with weird U's.
But they're not necessarily wrong.
But they are.
So you're only dyslexic in America, is what you're saying. But when you went to Ireland, it turned out.
No. She's dyslexic, but she's kind of like bilingual English, so it gives her an excuse.
Yeah, it does. It just doesn't help that Dr. Alex knows.
Yeah.
She calls me out.
She's like, no, that's not actually how they spell it there. So
Alex, shut up.
So I decided to transfer schools
Mm-hmm.
just so I could get the help I needed in classes and like that are more challenging and more difficult. And
Yeah.
like I decided to join the FFA team there because it just was more quaint, and also trap and skeet just sounded cool.
Yeah.
And so the FFA teacher there was like really involved in that. That was like her niche. She even went on to the USA Paralympic team.
oh my gosh.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so, or maybe not Paralympic, but the USA Parallegiate team.
More than I did.
She
Yeah.
was fancy.
She was fancy.
More than you did. You've never shot trap and skeet in your life.
That's a frisbee thing, right? Where you shoot it with the.
The clay disc, yeah.
Yeah.
Frisbee
Yeah.
thing.
And so after class, we would go and drive to this guy's land down in Waller, and we would just have practice. It was great.
That does sound kind of fun.
It was so
Let's talk
fun.
about how they felt comfortable enough to give a bunch of high school kids some rifles and stuff.
And we had them on campus.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah, we had to lock him in a van, technically.
That's crazy.
There's a van full of guns on the campus property. It's fine. It's FFA.
It is. And like that was great. And that teacher was chaotic, but like really encouraged me and was like, we got to do some cool things because there was only like 6 of us seniors in the FFA program.
Mm-hmm.
So she would like take us to do crazy things, and we would like be able to go and shoot at the National Shooting Complex for fun. Or she had some like connections, and like I got to tour Blaser with her.
That's cool.
And I was like, that is so cool. And my mom was also a doctor. And
human or?
Human.
Human, okay.
And so I was kind of just like, I never really knew what I wanted to do. I know I was interested in cooking, but my mom was like, you're going to college. And because of my mentorship, I guess, through my FFA teacher, I was like, I'm just going to do animal science. Why not?
Okay.
And my mom was like, well, you're going to start from the top. And then if you want to move down, you can, but why not try the pre-med, pre-vet route? And then if you find what you really want to do.
Shoot for the moon, you land amongst the stars.
Exactly. And
Stars.
and then I went to Texas Tech. And yeah, high school wasn't for me. I slept through most of it, I'd say.
That's fair.
And I just couldn't take a test. Like, I understood it, but like, it just didn't reflect in that.
Right.
And I think that's something that still is today in a way.
Yeah.
But
So
then
how did you harness that and change it to go through a full like doctorate program? Because that's a big step.
I have no idea. Like, I went to college for my first year and was like, what am I doing? And then by the time I was having some idea of what I was doing, COVID hit. And then
Oh my gosh. COVID ruined everything. Ruined everybody's lives. COVID is crazy. And I don't know that we'll ever have anything similar to it, but we've never had anything like it in the modern world. So we don't know how to adapt, but we are starting to see how it has changed, y'all. I'm too old to be a COVID kid, but I've had all of these extern students come through my clinic, and I've seen the before COVIDs, the during COVIDs, and the after COVIDs, and y'all's skill sets, and this is not, you're perfectly capable of doing whatever you want, but y'all's skill sets are so freaking different. Because like for me, we had all of the hands-on labs. We had whole junior surgery classes where we would go spay and neuter shelter pets before we were ever even in our final year. Yeah. So before I got to externs, I had been in multiple procedures. I had done multiple surgeries. I had done all these hands-on labs. Y'all have done like what, 1 model, 2 models, and that's it. And you're expected to go into the real world and, okay, so here's Bella, Mrs. Johnson's dog, and you have to spay it. Good luck.
I have a question. What's a model? Like, I understand, like is it like y'all have fake cadavers and you practice on? Okay.
But it's not the same.
No,
like it's theoretically, like, yes, you're still using the same suture patterns and stuff, but tissue is a very specific texture and it handles very different than plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, aren't there some models, or maybe this is a new thing, but do the models have like fake like arteries, so if you nick something, you know it on a model?
Sometimes, but sometimes they're made with things you can get at Hobby Lobby.
That's funny.
I remember there was one that we had that was like a fuzzy arm, and you practiced a cut down to an IV, and we had to like cut through the fuzz, which was like Hobby Lobby fuzz that you would use to make a weird pillow. And then there was like a plastic tube that was supposed to be the artery that we then had to place the needle in. Which, like, that's not real life.
Not real.
No.
Yeah, I would not feel very confident on that.
Yeah, if you go from that to, all right, new grad, it's your ER shift. This thing's actually dying and everybody's running around you screaming and nobody can get a vein, so you have to do a cut down, and you've only done the plastic and the fake fur.
Yeah.
How is that setting you up for success?
Well, we had to do 2 extramural studies. EMS is what we called it. We had to do preclinical, which was husbandry. So we had to get 12 weeks of husbandry, but it was mainly like a farm animal situation. Like, I had to go on to a dairy farm for 2 weeks, and then I had to go during lambing. So our spring break was spent on a sheep farm, help birthing sheep in rural Ireland.
Which is great.
But it didn't help me necessarily medically.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, husbandry is fantastic and it's necessary, and husbandry can be the root of over half of our problems that we see.
Yeah.
And so you need to know how to do it. But is it a big enough thing where you spend 4 months doing it physically yourself? Like that?
I think the lambing was the most valuable because like we were pulling lambs and like stuff like that. But like, yeah, like having to do 4 weeks of cattle, 2 dairy, 2 beef was like, why do I have to do this for 4 weeks?
Pouring feed in buckets and scooping poop.
Exactly. Like just doing manual labor for farmers around Ireland.
Community service,
Yes.
which is also great.
Was it so fun? Yes, but also it was a lot of work.
Does it make you a better doctor?
Mm,
You understand, you can respect our technicians more because they're the ones that do it for our hospitalized pets.
yeah.
It gives you a sense of what they go through, which you have to be respectful of them in order to have a good working relationship. So that's
It helps you
positive.
understand your client, especially if
Yeah.
you have no large animal experience or understanding. Like now you kind of see what it takes
Yeah.
and like that responsibility and dedication, which is so valuable. But like,
4 months
Unless-
is a long time.
yeah, unless you were with someone who was like, please help me treat this mastitis case, or let's go pair feet or something like that. Like
Yeah.
you weren't really getting hands-on. You were like
Well, and that's just luck.
doing labor. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just luck. And it was they don't have any recommended people. We had to go find that ourselves. And sometimes it was passed down people. And sometimes you go on random forum websites like I did to find one. And you just kind of like hope this person is
Can I
normal.
come onto your property for a few weeks?
No, she told me today. She
Yeah.
literally like posted online, I need somewhere to stay. And this man, can I say his name? His name's Sean.
Sean?
Sean.
Sean.
Sean was like, yeah, come live with me.
I texted my mom in the car when his sisters picked me up. Not a murderer, has family.
That's family.
I have text proof of this. And like they ended up being fabulous, but also like some people have to get like to contact the school because they were in an unsafe situation.
Yeah.
And like
So scary.
so
That's
scary.
nuts.
It is crazy. You couldn't do that in America.
No, you could not.
Like you could not.
Mm-mm.
The fact that they're still doing it over there is insane, but it's a very different economy. But
and everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
So, like,
crazy.
It's yeah.
So, rewinding to tech.
Yeah.
How did you decide on Ireland?
So I really wanted to study abroad.
Fair.
I loved to travel. I traveled all growing up. And then
Now's the time.
right as COVID hit, I was supposed to go spend a summer doing like a vet Africa trip with tech. And that got canceled.
The same thing that you did?
Probably something similar, yeah.
Okay.
And then I got an ad for this program called Semester at Sea.
I've heard about that thing.
Yeah.
That thing looks cool.
And so I did a study abroad on a cruise ship. And it basically is your staff and all the students doing multicultural classes on a cruise ship. And you just port for 5 days and you get to do whatever you want for those 5 days. And then you like sail on the ship for 5 days and you take class for those 5 days.
Yeah.
That's
That's
super
pretty
cool.
sweet.
Mhm.
That's super cool.
And so I took all my elective credits on that. But it was right after COVID. So we only went to Europe.
Okay.
It was also my junior year when you start looking at applying for veterinary schools.
Okay.
I only had like 100 hours under my belt for veterinary experience at this point because I only did it because I was bored and some clinic let me come in during COVID.
Yeah.
And I did it once a week for a semester and that was about it.
But that doesn't make you very competitive in the America land where
No.
everybody's been doing it since they were 12.
Not at all. But I kind of went into like, if I'm going to do this, I expected to apply twice.
Okay.
But as I was prepping for applying on the VEMCAS
Mhm.
in the middle of the ocean, I saw that there was some European schools and then also the Caribbean schools and like the other options. And while I was in Scotland, I got COVID and I got locked up by the
Perfect.
government into a hotel.
Locked up in a hotel. Did they feed you? Was it a nice
No.
hotel?
It was a nice hotel. It was by the Glasgow airport. Shout out Marriott. They only served breakfast and then I had to Deliveroo, which is their Uber
Oh, that
Eats,
sucks.
every meal. And my phone number didn't work, so I had to go to my parents and they would get phone calls in the middle of the night being like, hey.
I've got. Some,
Yeah.
I guess it wouldn't be burritos over there.
It's Spain. They have burritos, right?
Scotland.
Oh, that's
and
Scotland.
Spain are two different.
Okay, she said Spain some point in this
Nope.
conversation.
I
I don't
didn't.
know. Leave me alone.
It's okay. And so I was like, I had nothing to do. All my friends were in the middle of the ocean at this point or in a different time zone.
Yeah.
So they just like left you there.
Well, there was a good 12 of us that had COVID. So we were all locked on this floor.
Yeah, but like, did they come back and get you?
No, we had to fly to Denmark to meet the ship.
That was crazy.
But we had like a Zoom call like twice. But
Why
like
didn't they just lock you in your room on the boat?
because of the rules of the next country. So like some people, depending on what country you got COVID in, like we got on the boat and we all had to like test and then go to our rooms and then we waited for a phone call.
Yeah.
And then like if you got the phone call, like within 30 minutes, it was like stay there, and then you got like escorted off the boat.
Like a criminal.
Like a criminal.
Oh my gosh.
It was
crazy.
So you got to stay on the boat based on which country you caught COVID in?
Yes.
That sounds dumb.
Each country had their own COVID regulations regarding COVID people in the country and COVID, like people arriving via ship. Some countries were like only 1% of your boat can have COVID to dock.
1%.
Or it was like, or the country that you were physically in was like, we legally don't let people leave who are actively testing positive for COVID. And so like, it just depends.
Did they give you homework while you were locked in the...
We already had our assignments.
But you're like missing class. Can you do virtual from a cruise ship?
I don't know how to explain it, but it was fine.
I don't know how to explain it, but it was fine.
Yeah.
So you didn't actually do any schoolwork is what I'm hearing.
It was actually hard. Like, it was hard work and it was real work.
Yeah.
But like, from my academic history, writing an essay on like art that involves water didn't take me that long.
Well, also you had ChatGPT.
We did not at that point, or I did not. In 2021?
Nowadays, kids just say, write me an essay about art that has water, ChatGPT.
Well, we had to take pictures of the art that we saw.
Okay.
And it had to be in 3 different countries and stuff. And we had like
cool.
Or like I took a biomedical ethics course. And like I just had to read like a chapter and write about like justice or like beneficence or something like that. And then sometimes we got like a case to like explain.
Okay.
And that professor was awesome because I was the only vet med person on the boat and she let me write all my stuff about vet med. So
perfect.
That was super fun.
Well, and then you like learned about some topics. Like I'm sure you learned about some specific diseases and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Give you a little bit of a heads up.
And then we got to like talk to a panel of French medical professionals and like they talked about like COVID regulations and stuff like that and like what their country was doing and why. And that was really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. And so I was kind of just like, this intercultural thing is really cool. And it's an option. Like I could see myself living in some of these countries. Like I didn't apply to any of the other European countries. I only applied to Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I looked into the program and how the things were laid out, what people have said online about like the difference in like Ireland is the only EU out of the UK. And so they're their own governing body.
Okay.
They can like make changes and the changes are done within the school and like you have a voice there that I really appreciated.
Gotcha.
They have a random panel of students that they email from every class every year, every semester. And they like ask us our thoughts.
That's really nice, especially if they're actually listening to it.
Uh-huh.
See, and I thought that it was a smaller school and so they would be able to like get y'all's opinions easier, but you said that theirs was like 140 or 50 people in the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they have 2 reps for the graduate class coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And they like also help establish the mentorship between the grad class above you and below.
Which is also nice because we didn't have anything like that.
And then when we merge with the Irish students our second year, we each have a rep and the reps go to monthly meetings about even each individual class and like be like, what times do y'all like our exams? Like we liked our exams at 8 a.m. So like instead of in the middle of the day. So like the next semester, our classes had exams at 8 a.m. Like little things that they can palpably change, not necessarily contact, they implemented pretty quickly.
It's still really nice.
So nice.
So do you think, because like, yes, you're going into 4th year, which is clinical rotations. And so you're going to be doing some rotations in school, some rotations in private practice, which is where we come in because you've been with us for what, 5 weeks?
Yeah.
4 weeks now? A long time. Okay. 2-parter.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the beginning of your clinical year and you haven't done much rotation yet, like for one of your first ones.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that the rotations or the preparation that they've done in Ireland has made you ready for the American rotations you're going to have? And then how do you think it's prepped you for becoming a veterinarian in America?
I think that is kind of hard to explain because we have to do 24 weeks of EMS that we organize ourselves. Mm-hmm. And that starts after our sophomore year. So I did some last summer. And then now I have some for my breaks between my rotations in Ireland and final year.
Okay.
And as someone who didn't have necessarily like a clinic that I worked at that I can go back to or like
right.
Well, now you do.
Well, now I do. But like the only veterinarian I ever worked with was in Lubbock. And I don't live in Lubbock. That was a college thing. And it's not like I worked there. I was just her little friend that got to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was kind of just like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And I don't have a place in Lubbock, and I don't have the money to go and live in Lubbock for a summer.
Yeah.
So I kind of found my ways through ones that had applications through like corporates and options like that. And then when I got here last summer, that's when I called and I like investigated a little bit more and found you guys, which has been really helpful. And I've also done a couple placements in Ireland.
Okay.
And so everything has been so different, and like what you're allowed to do has been so different.
Yeah.
But I also know some people who worked at clinics for years and went back and did the max 12 weeks at that clinic straight away. And obviously they had a working relationship. And so they're like, okay, you can do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Or
because they understood the skill set. Yeah. It takes a little bit of time for when I'm getting new students in for me to feel out what they're comfortable in and like where they're at in various aspects, not just the hands-on, but like in client communication and in note taking and an understanding of disease processes. And like all of that comes into play when I release them and say, okay, go, freedom.
Yeah. I think I've been very fortunate in who I've been with. And I think I got what I needed when I needed it, if that makes sense. But it could be anyone's game. Like, I know everyone who's everywhere. Game. Like, people could have done nothing and are still doing nothing up until their rotations. Or some people could be in clinics that are as fortunate as this one and being like, hey, why don't you try it? And like willing to give people the chance and the time to take things slow and learn when and how and where.
I didn't realize how
cool I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll get
yes! I win. How cool I am. You've only known me for like 10 years now.
It's a learning process.
Which, this sounds really mean. Okay, I'm a huge advocate for our schooling system can do better because I don't feel like we are, especially now after COVID, I really don't feel like we're setting kids up for success. I really don't. But like you said, it also is up to the student. Like, you're responsible for setting your own externships, and what kind of experience you have is up to you, because which most of them don't know to ask these questions. But when you're calling around and asking for externs or interns, ask, what kind of responsibilities will you feel comfortable with me having? Like, what kind of stuff am I going to see? Am I going to be allowed to talk to clients? Am I going to be sitting in a corner? Like, and then make your experience your own.
Mm-hmm. Some people also like don't know that they can have their own autonomy in these things too.
Right. They don't even know that they can ask questions like that. Yep.
And there's a culture difference. The placement I had in Dublin, they were very sweet, but they could have cared less if I was there, you know? And
what was it? Emily, our last extern, she said that she went to this place that was like an older gentleman owned the clinic, and he literally told her, he was like, if I don't like you, I'll just ask you to leave, but I'll still give you an A on the rotation, but I just won't have you around. She didn't get asked to leave. She stayed, but it scared the crap out of her.
Yeah.
So you'll get through clinicals, you'll graduate, you do your testing, you come back to the U.S. Do you want to practice in Houston area? Do you want to do mixed practice? Do you have a focus?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
What do you want to be?
That is also an interesting question, because I kind of don't know, but I do know in a sense. I don't necessarily want to do an internship, and I don't necessarily want to specialize, but I do want to like find somewhere that maybe for the next 5 years and figure myself out at that point.
Yeah.
I would love to do large animals at some point, but I also like want to be somewhere urban for the rest of my 20s.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love the rule.
You don't want to live in the middle of West Texas?
She wants to socialize.
Yeah.
Wow.
I also am very young. So it's the fact that I didn't know I wanted to do this until really late. And I also got in right from undergrad.
Yeah.
So I really don't know myself in this field, and that's okay. Yeah. And I feel like I have the confidence to speak up and figure that out.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just need time to do that.
Yeah. Well, and there's no point rushing it.
Yeah.
So.
Can I say that I am so proud of you for being able to say that?
Thank you.
Instead of feeling like you're being forced and you need to choose your entire future tomorrow.
Thanks.
Which is what I put myself through, and it's not fair to anybody. But like you said, kids think, oh my gosh, I have all these student loans and I have to start a life and I'm an adult and I'm on my own and I have to make every choice right now. And then they end up going with a choice that they're not happy with, but they're stuck because they're in a contract. And that's so sad.
But yeah, I'm looking at a few clinics that have no non-competes and that aren't necessarily in a town that I see myself living in forever. But like for the next 10 years could be happy
still traveling,
living in, and like it's in a place with a big airport and fun things to do. And So, and I think good mentorship, I'm going to go investigate and I have some site visits, but if it gives me all that, why not just do it for 5 years and work on finishing my loans, but also work on finding myself. And then once I get there, figuring the rest out.
Do you have to test to be a veterinarian in each state?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know you want to come back to Texas, or even that's still up in the air?
I don't think I'm coming back to Texas right away.
Cool.
But I either will come back again after this stint of me finding myself, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I might move back to Europe because my certification gives me half the world to live in.
That's only a couple choices. You only have a few options.
Cool,
yeah. All the EU, UK, North America, New Zealand, Australia. I can pick anywhere.
So it's almost like
I think I'd go somewhere else too.
Elephants.
Those aren't in New Zealand.
Elephants?
There's like a big elephant sanctuary in New Zealand.
Oh.
Are they native to New Zealand?
No, it's an island.
I'm just double checking. I knew that.
But there is some sort of big elephant sanctuary, and I don't know. That was so random.
Hey, elephants,
okay.
Has your life sucked? Let me show you New Zealand.
God. What would you say to all of those little kids out there that want to be vets when they grow up, but aren't sure if they can do it, and aren't sure if their grades are strong enough, and aren't sure about what they want? Because you went through a lot of that indecision.
Yeah, and I didn't dedicate all my childhood to being a veterinarian. I worked at summer camps during my summer in college. I traveled. I did the study abroad program that had nothing to do with veterinary medicine. I didn't have a 4.0 and I still got in. I still also managed my work and my life, which is a benefit of Ireland, I'd say. Lets you do that a little bit more in vet school. But it's okay to explore other options and take that time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be overwhelming and instant. Take the opportunities. See where they take you. And if they lead you back, it'll always be here.
Yeah. See what blossoms.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's never going anywhere. There's always going to be another VEMCAS cycle. There's always going to be another class. It doesn't even have to be when you're 35. It could be 2 years down the line, but it also could be 10 years down the line. There's people in my program of all ages.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I had a couple 50 and 60-year-old people go through my vet school class with me.
That's cool.
Yeah, one of them was like their third career. It's crazy.
We have someone who was a human doctor who's now wanting to be a vet.
Yeah.
So I feel like that'd be a cool comparison to see.
And then you could run, because technically you're probably still a human doctor, you could run a clinic where you see the pet and the person.
That's crazy.
Blech. Yucky. All right, now Mrs. Johnson, show me your rash. Does it look like puppies?
Puppies?
I mean, you can have veterinarian for zoonotic diseases. So everyone who has passed someone to your pet, bring it in. I'll see you both.
Bring it in. They're trying to make that a thing at Texas Tech.
That's crazy.
They're trying to do a double PA DVM program so that you would graduate as a DVM and a physician's assistant so that you could do just that.
Wow.
I know.
I'd like to see how that plays out.
I know. I get it, because they're catering to the people that live in the middle of nowhere, rural Texas. That's what they're trying to do, is make it so that you can bring your cows in for their AI and you can get your women's wellness. I don't freaking know at the same time, but
that'd be really helpful.
How do you write that on the calendar?
You say women's wellness, cows, and people. But
Female.
It's such a gap, the insurance and the legalities and the licensing differences. It's a huge,
big sandwich.
That's a giant ass sandwich. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, power to them. Good luck. Make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Well, Courtney, thanks for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
We are going to share all of your personal information with the vast internet so everybody can text you and get a hold of you on your personal cell phone.
Amazing. That's just what I want.
Yes. Thank you so much.
No, but we will say if anybody has any questions for Courtney, you can go ahead and email us on our email and we will see if she's nice enough to answer them for you. How about that?
That sounds great. I probably will be.
And then I'll give you her personal cell phone number.
Sure.
drmollydvm @gmail.com. drmollydvm @gmail.com, and we will forward them to Courtney.
Woohoo!
We'll catch you next time.
Make good incisions.
Thank you for joining us on Tales from the Clinic. Again, we are your hosts, Dr. Molly and regular Ashley. For more insider scoops into the vet med life and pet ownership, hit that subscribe button for updates on new episodes, and of course, share our channel to spread the word. Check the podcast notes below to see how you can get in contact with us. You can find all of Dr. Molly's affordable pet healthcare clinics on social media as well. Thanks again, and talk soon.